Let's talk about our peep size in relation to our scope housing. Ideally, what we're looking for is our scope ring and our peep to have as tight of a gap as possible. So you want that peep to be just slightly bigger than our scope ring. That's going to give you the ability to use the scope ring as a reference in relation to what the peep sight is creating for a ring, so that we have consistent shots throughout our range that we're using, okay? If we were to run, let's say, a bigger peep sight than our scope housing, we could potentially have discrepancies where one shot we drift one way and then the other shot we may drift the other way, and we're going to get impact points in different spots of the target, and this will be way more pronounced at further distances. What are some of the things that we can do to make sure that our peep and our scope housing are lined up? You can just go to your pro shop, try different peep sights out to see which size is going to line up best for the scope that you've got or the sight housing that you've got. If you have dovetail, you can slide that sight in and out, and that's going to make that scope ring grow as you move it in closer to your riser. You could run a peep sight that has multiple apertures, like the Hamskea Insight system. You'll see a lot of target archers running the dovetail sight and the multiple apertures, and that's because when they're shooting indoor target, they want a really small scope housing so that they're only focusing on the bullseye of the target, and then they're going to run a really small peep to make sure that everything lines up correctly. Then when they switch to 3D, they're going to run a lot bigger scope housing so that they can see the body of the animal to use for a reference, and then they're going to have to switch it out and run a bigger peep aperture to accommodate for that. Say the number one reason I hear people saying they need to run a huge peep sight is because of their eyesight or having old eyes. I know all about it. I'm growing a pair of old eyes myself. You can run a bigger scope housing so that you don't run the risk of losing that visibility in low light conditions. There's companies out there that run, like Spot Hog makes the double ring that makes that ring even bigger so you can run a bigger peep sight. Hopefully this helps. Thanks for watching.